My gorgeous alien widow neighbor came to my door with a secret, made me an offer I couldn't refuse. The first time I saw her, she was standing on the balcony of the abandoned house across from mine, her silver hair glinting under the late sun. She wasn't supposed to be there. No one had lived in that place for years, but she was, and the whole neighborhood seemed to hold its breath. I tried not to stare. But she was the kind of woman you couldn't ignore, not just for her beauty but for the way she carried herself. Calm, deliberate, as if she owned every shadow she stepped through. Rumor spread quickly, as it always did in small towns. "A widow," the grocery clerk whispered. "From somewhere far." No one could agree on where. I didn't meet her until a week later. It was midnight when the knock came. Heavy, deliberate. I pulled open the door, heart thudding, and there she was. "Mr. Carter," she said softly, her voice smooth as running water. "May I come in?" I hadn't told her my name. Still I stepped aside. Inside, the glow of my single lamp lit her face. Her eyes weren't quite human. Too bright, flecked with shades I couldn't name, like galaxies swirling behind glass. She looked at my walls, my books, my ordinary little life, and smiled faintly. "I need your help," she said. "And in return, I can offer you something you won't refuse." I should have asked her to explain. Instead, I found myself asking, "What kind of help?" Her lips parted, then closed again, as if she was weighing how much truth I deserved. Finally she said, "You know what I am." The air between us froze. I didn't want to admit it, but I did know. The way she moved, the way her skin sometimes shimmered in the corner of my vision. It wasn't human. She leaned closer. "My husband is gone. His enemies know where I am. They will come. I need someone human to shield me, to be my alibi." "And in return?" I asked, though I wasn't sure I wanted to know. Her smile was slow, dangerous. "In return, I give you safety when the storm comes. Riches if you want. Or companionship." Her gaze lingered on me, and I felt the floor tilt. The days that followed were strange. She began appearing at my door more often, sometimes with simple requests, sometimes with cryptic warnings. "Don't leave tonight," she'd whisper. Or, "When the lights flicker, stay away from windows." And I listened, because things started happening. One evening, the power in the whole neighborhood went out, yet her house across the street glowed with a faint silver radiance, pulsing like a heartbeat. Another night, I woke to a hum in the air, like electricity building, and saw shadows moving outside. Tall, angular, inhuman. They circled her house but never crossed to mine. Each time I realized she had kept me safe by proximity. Each time my loyalty to her deepened. But safety wasn't all she offered. She'd linger in my kitchen, tracing her fingers along the counter as if learning human life by touch. She'd ask about my past, my regrets. And sometimes, she'd reach across the table and hold my hand in hers. Her skin was cool, yet somehow comforting, like stone warmed by moonlight. "You're lonely," she said one night. It wasn't a question. I laughed nervously. "And you're not." Her eyes softened. "Widows are always lonely. No matter the planet." For the first time she looked fragile. And that was when I realized. I didn't just want to protect her because of her secrets or her promises. I wanted to protect her because she was mine, in a way no one else could understand. It was the third week when the storm finally came. I was woken by the crash of thunder that wasn't thunder, a sound like the sky splitting in half. Lights burned across the horizon, streaks of violet fire tearing downward. Then the knock came again, frantic this time. I opened the door, and she stumbled inside, cloak torn, her silver hair damp with rain. "They've found me," she gasped. "They'll burn this town to ash if they catch me." I grabbed her shoulders. What do you need me to do? She pressed something cold and metallic into my hand. A small device, no bigger than a lighter, glowing faintly blue. Keep this. They can't harm you while you hold it. But you must stay with me. If I'm taken, you'll never be safe again. Outside, the world shook. I could see them now. Figures descending from the fire, their bodies made of shifting light, hunting. Why me? I shouted over the roar. Why come to me? Her eyes locked on mine, desperate, pleading. Because you opened the door. It was such a simple answer, but I understood. I was the first to welcome her, the first to see her as more than a rumor. That act bound us. So I took her hand, and together we ran into the storm. What happened that night I can never explain in words that make sense. The hunters closed in, and the device in my hand pulsed, creating a shield around us. She raised her other hand, and the air itself bent, shattering their forms into sparks. We fought, not as man and alien, but as something new, something joined. When it was over, the town lay silent. No fire, no ruins. Just rain washing the streets clean, as if nothing had happened. She stood beside me, breathing hard, her face streaked with silver light that faded slowly back into skin. Then she looked at me, really looked, and whispered, "Now you know my secret. Will you still keep me?" I didn't hesitate. Yes. Her smile this time wasn't dangerous. It was tender, grateful. And as dawn broke, she leaned against me, a widow no longer alone. I had opened the door to her once. I would never close it again. The storm faded, leaving only the sound of dripping rain from the rooftops. I stood there with her hand still in mine, the strange device pulsing faintly in my palm. My world, the quiet street, the familiar houses, looked the same, yet nothing would ever be the same again. She turned to me, her silver hair plastered to her cheeks, her alien eyes glimmering with exhaustion. "It's over for now," she whispered. "But by staying with me, you've crossed a line. You can't return to the life you had." I swallowed hard, the weight of her words pressing on me. I should have been terrified. Maybe I was. But looking at her, I felt something stronger than fear. "You said you needed a shield," I said quietly. "Maybe I need you too." Her lips parted, surprise flickering across her face. For the first time since I'd met her, she looked unsure of herself. Then slowly, a smile curved at the edge of her mouth, soft and trembling. "You're not like the others," she murmured. "Humans. They usually run." I tightened my grip on her hand. "Not this one." We stood in the rain as dawn broke, the sky painted in pale gold, washing the last shadows away. Around us, the world slept on, unaware of what had come and gone in the night. She was a widow no longer bound by loss, and I was no longer the man who lived alone across the street. Whatever her secret truly meant, whatever dangers still lingered beyond the stars, we would face them together. I had opened my door to her once. I knew now, I would never close it again.